What's up, Boro Nation? And welcome to the Boro Buzz, the all-access pass to everything sports in and around the borough. We're talking inside the lines and behind the scenes, athletes, coaches, refs, and the stories you don't hear on game day. If it's happening in the gym, on the field, or in the locker room, you'll hear it here. This is the Boro Buzz.
Welcome to episode 4 of the Boro Buzz, all-access podcast between the lines and the stories you don't hear on the court. And I couldn't think of a better guest. Well, first, let's welcome back my co-host, Scott Fagler. Scotty.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, is it number 4 already?
We're on 4, man.
We're getting a 4 already.
We finished with our 3 was Gary and Bryson, and now we're, we had Jordan.
Gary.
OG Gary. I got to get it
OG.
right. Coach
Get it
OG.
right. Get it right.
And then we had, Addie Kivett, which is kind of funny that this episode is going to tie in with Addie and then Jordan George. So I couldn't think of a better episode.
I think it was perfect that doing a game on Randolph Sports Central over at Asheboro, and Jordan comes by me and says, "That's the soft foul I was talking about, Scott." I thought that was so good. I talked about it that night. But I tell you what, man, doing a great thing here. I appreciate the boost with RandolphSportsCentral.com, too. You and I kind of scratching each other's back. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
I love it.
We're going to run the town.
Heck yeah, let's go. And what's funny is another coinkydink. Last night, as we're recording today on Saturday, February 21st, you were at Providence Grove. You were at Wheatmore for the championship game with Wheatmore girls, and our guest, Coach Cheek, Providence girls head coach. How you doing?
I'm good.
Man, everything all right? Send your way?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, coming off that tough loss, they battled, man. Talk a little bit about that game as we kick into this before we really ask you the questions I got.
It was just a tough night. We couldn't buy a basket. You got to give credit to Wheatmore. It was a tough defense. They're well coached. Pete does a great job with them. But girls played hard, and I'm proud of them, and that's all I can ask for them.
I haven't seen, even in your old conference, has a team gone undefeated like that? Even the last, because you were with Charter and Southwest the last few years, and they didn't even go undefeated in conference, I don't think, except Southwest that one year.
Yes. I think Southwest was undefeated, weren't they?
Yeah. That was, so you go from going against them to now Wheatmore stepping up.
Yeah.
But you're hanging in there, dude. You're top 3 the last, 2-3 years? Since you've taken over, you've been a top 3 team.
Yeah, the last 2 years, I've only been there 2, so we've been top 3,
You've been there longer than that, though.
He's been there.
He's been longer than that.
Asheboro, you deserve exceptional care. At the Asheboro Clinic of Chiropractic, we've built our office around one thing: delivering the highest quality upper cervical care to Randolph County families. We are the only upper cervical office within an hour, and we are committed to serving this community with integrity and excellence. This isn't rush care. It's personal, it's precise, it's intentional. If you're ready to take the next step in your health journey, call 336-521-7070 today. Asheboro Clinic of Chiropractic. Health is freedom.
Scott,
let me say this right quick about Coach Cheek, because I always talk about Coach Luther doing things the right way, starting down kind of in the JV level or whatever, maybe coaching some in the summertime or whatever, and then working your way up, getting your first opportunity. I remember him coaching the JV team. Yeah. He's hollered at me a time or two. But anyway, there's a lot of them that's hollered. Don't feel bad. All of them's hollered at me somewhere along. I was talking to Coach K. I called Pete Coach K, so as I was talking to him last night about it, and we laughed. But
you're a Duke fan, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So look, you're going to make him feel bad. He just got last night against Coach K. Look, come on now.
But, you see a coach like Coach Cheek that in my business, you earn your stripes. Mm-hmm. He's earning his stripes and to work his way up. Kind of the same way Coach Wes Luther did, But you got to earn that. And I remember when I heard that he had gotten the job, I talked to him and congratulated him. But I tell you what, Providence Grove's in good hands with Coach Cheek, because, first of all, he's knowledgeable. But the biggest thing is he cares about kids.
Yep. And
when you see the way his team played last night, 4 freshmen or 5 freshmen on the team, the NERMS team coming over has got some great players also. So the future's bright. But when you see someone that puts the kids first, that to me is what makes a coach like Coach Cheek special.
And playing off of that, he knows. We probably talk once a week, twice.
Hey,
when you answer your phone,
Okay,
you
you
do
the
I
same
know that
thing.
feeling. That's what people tell me.
I'll call you right back if you don't answer.
But one thing about Cheek I like though, even when I'm calling him, I mean, he don't got. What time's practice usually for y'all?
It's anywhere from 3 to 5.
Yeah, but you get out at like 2:15, right? 2:20, something like that.
Yeah, from school.
Yeah, and I'll call him. He's already on the way
to.
to there to get everything ready for the girls. Talking about he even reached out. He's like, man, I gotta get the girls. Looking for a new sofa. Speaking of that, any sponsors want to donate a sofa to Providence Grove? They're looking for it in the girls' locker room.
Hey, we'll take whatever we can get.
But kickstarting that, man, this program, man, you came in as a JV coach, and it's funny that you mentioned that. I just got my car detailed by Flawless Finishes, which is one of our sponsors in the past episodes. He said that that JV team was really good. Didn't y'all go undefeated or something crazy like that?
Nah, I don't think we went undefeated, but I know we were pretty good.
Yeah. So what made you want to take that step and leave boys basketball? Because you went to Southern, and you were the varsity assistant after West went to Asheboro, because y'all left at the same time, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So what made you want to go, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and switch and over to the girls' side? And I guess Luther followed your footsteps because he did the same.
When I started out, I've been with the girls. I started out, I got my first. It started out as like a volunteer opportunity because I was in school, had a coaching major or minor.
Okay.
And I needed like 20 hours for a coaching class. So I started out, I went to Southeast Guilford, and 20 hours turned into 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. 3 years. 3 years.
That's getting your time in there.
And so what dragged you into Coach Luther, being his assistant coach on varsity of that boys program?
He reached out to me, and that meant the world to me. Like somebody, reaching out to you, wanting you to be on staff, and he was like, "Hey, man," he was like, "I'm not gonna lie to you." He was like, "We're gonna have to build it from the ground up," and he was like, "I know you're knowledgeable," and he was like, "I think we can do big things." And it was Randolph County, and I'm from Randolph County, so it meant a lot to come back home.
And it's funny because I want you to answer this, and Wes is going to kill me for asking this. Tell me the funniest memory with Coach Luther.
Man, anytime
He's laughing already.
anytime like after a game, it doesn't matter if he wins or loses, like he starts stressing immediately. He was like, "We should have done this better." And like those nights, like you get done at like 10 o'clock, you're still there at like 1 o'clock in the morning because you're just sitting there talking to Wes, and he's just like, "We could have done this better. We need to do this better." And you're like, "Man, we just won. Why are you stressing?"
We're 6-0, Coach. What's going on here?
I've had him call me and talk to me, and I'll say, "Man, you know what?" He said, "Man, I made a bad move 3 minutes ago, but I'm learning." I was like, "You're right. He beats himself up, but I mean that's made him what he is."
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, I did that video on him, and it's funny you said that because he just did it to me the other day. I posted that hype video, and he's like, "Man, we should have played better, man. That was just not a good game." I'm like, "You're up by like 30 at halftime. Like, how much better you want?"
Never satisfied. Man.
Never satisfied. Speaking of that, kind of talk about going into this being the head coach, your first year. Talk what you were going into. What you had to do, because there's an old saying, you could tell me if I'm wrong, it's not going to hurt my feelings, but the difference between men's and women's sports is men respect you off the bat. I mean, they don't respect you off the bat. You got to earn it. Women, they'll give you that trust, but if you lose it, it's hard to get it back.
I mean, when I took over, like what you said is, I feel like it's a mixture. Mm-hmm. Because when I come in, I was like, "Yeah, we could do this." They don't care. Mm-hmm. They're like, I don't trust him. I don't know anything about him. They just knew like I coached with Coach Luther.
Okay.
And it was like a senior heavy group. I think I started like 4 seniors when I took over. And they had been 3 coaches, I believe.
Okay.
Something like that. Like a change like every year. So they were like, it's just another guy that's just going to come in, do halfway decent job and just leave. And then I think it kicked, like when we started winning, I was like, we could be something special. We had our growing pains too, but once we started winning, and they're like, okay, I can trust him. He knows what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. And we kind of just like hit a groove there, and we just made like a run. Nobody expected us to be there, but we had to work for it. And once we got there, they're like, okay, we can do this.
I've been around a lot of coaches to officiate, and you see the newer coaches coming in. Well, you look at Coach Nance. He started out with the young ladies up at Trinity, moved on around before he came to Asheboro. You look at Coach Luther now, JVs, boys' job, back to girls, and hopefully one day he'll be back to boys sometime. But you look at Coach Cheek here, and I've watched him even at the JV level have a lot of passion, and even though I'm sure his goal is one day maybe to be the men's head coach somewhere. I'm sure.
I don't know. I've asked him a couple of times. I'm curious.
Some people settle down. You take a Kenny Carter.
Yeah.
One of the best to ever do it here in North Carolina. his passion was to coach the ladies' teams. That was his passion. When you went and officiated a High Point Central girls game with Coach Carter, you worked harder than you did in the boys' game. He knew the game. He expected you as an official also to be that guy.
Yeah.
And I've officiated many of his big games through the years. And I'm telling you, man, by the time you get done with that girls' game, you're tanked and you still got a boys' game to go. But somebody like
All them
Coach
soft
Sheik,
fouls, right?
he could find, this is what I want to do and with the young ladies. And you just build the program. I'm telling you, he's got some good young ladies coming through, and that's the key thing. It's what your feeder schools get you or what you can continue. But from what I saw last night with him, it's a big thing.
Yeah, it reminds me of my Uncle Phil. Shout out Phil Brown. He was the same way. I asked him all the time. I was like, before he passed, I was like, why'd you never do men's? He's like, man, I just fell in love with women's basketball and just wanted to, those girls would just run through a wall for him. And that's what I've noticed with Cheek, man. These girls, like you had an all-conference player last year returning, and then not even that she's having a great year, but you got 2 freshmen, and one of them, Addie, just had, 32-point game?
31, I think.
31? See, look, my math's off. I got to start doing my research, man.
it.
I got to.
Don't cost the girl a point here, John.
But yeah, so you go from a senior heavy team, and now they're all buying in these freshmen, and I mean, I felt like it clicked because at the beginning of the year, I feel like you were stressed a little bit. You and I talked. It was trying to get those freshmen acclimated to varsity level because it's a big jump from middle school to varsity. So talk about those 2 freshmen and the adjustments that you had to do because it clicked. I mean, they're doing well.
I mean, Addie and Bailey, I was excited. I'd seen them, play in middle school, and they were tough, Of course, we always knew, there was going to be that adjustment because, it's a jump. You going from middle school, no JV program, to varsity competition. Yeah. I'm asking you to guard girls that have been doing this for 3 years, been in the weight room. You just got there, and I'm asking you to turn around after that and then go score the ball on top of that. And, not just those 2. I bring in 5 freshmen, like we said. And I'm asking 3 more, to play varsity and do this. Like Kendall Bundy, great player, freshman. She's going to be good, A little raw, but talent's there, Yeah. Brindley, same way. Talent's there. She's a little raw. Haley Banks, got potential to be great, All of them have potential. Like I told them, they're like your minutes might fluctuate, but I put you on here because I believe in you, not just to fill a spot.
And you told him to get the plate too, right? To get the plate.
They know what it is.
We got to ask your former player, Kaylee Brown, about the plates. We got to
grab a plate. Go grab a plate.
We got which is a sneak episode. We actually, our next episode, we have Kaylee Brown and Addie Shear, so it's kind of cool. Kaylee played for you, and that's that year y'all had a run, almost won that whole daggum thing last year, but Southwest had to sneak it out on you. Was it Randleman that beat y'all in the semis?
No, it wasn't.
Or was it Charter? It was Charter, wasn't it? Charter. Because you told me y'all struggled matching up against Charter.
Yeah.
But you wanted Randleman, is what it sounded like, right?
Yeah, we wanted Randleman, but we also wanted Charter too.
Yeah.
Because they beat us twice that year, so we didn't run from the smoke.
He said, "Give me the smoke. Let's go."
We didn't run from it.
But those freshmen, the smoke, this terminology, I'm trying to learn. I got a 12-year-old daughter, and he knows he's already catching on quicker than me.
Because he's with them every day.
Yeah, you'll have to. I need to write a book of terminology. Addie Shear's on the next episode. I'm gonna mess with her because she'll say some crazy stuff, and I'm just like, what? What does that even mean? But going off of that, what does Coach Sheik want? When I look at women's program, what do you want it to stand for? When you one day hang it up that the whistle, what do you want people to say about Providence Grove women's basketball?
We always talk about girls and boys basketball. I always stop people and I'm like, it don't matter if it's girls or boys. I coach athletes. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if it's on the boys' side, girls' side. It don't matter. I just want people to be like, okay, it's Providence Grove coming in here. This ain't a easy win anymore. You actually got a game plan for us, and you got to try to stop us. We're not just coming in there just to play ball. You're gonna have to stop us.
I was gonna say you got with that. I mean, you got Laurel Bernhardt, who's played a great year too. Talk a little about her in the last few years, being able to coach someone to her caliber and advance her game.
Yeah, Laurel's great. She plays hard. She plays harder than anybody. She's gonna give you everything she's got. I'm asking her my first year coming in, hey, you got to run an offense now. You got to run a point guard, and she took it and she ran with it.
She probably loves the fact now she has 2 other guards to help her too with that, to spread it out a little bit and run the court. Because you seem like you're more. We talk. You love defensive scheming, right?
Yeah.
So with this young crowd, what kind of defenses, without telling whoever's watching this for the playoffs, what kind of defense do you love? What do your philosophy on the defensive side of things?
Man, I try to speed up the game. Regardless of what we got to do, we'll throw in like maybe 5 defenses within the first half. Because we're gonna try to make you uncomfortable. We're not gonna let you sit there and just do whatever you want. We're gonna try to throw everything at you to get you off your game.
And I see he got Lance King over there right now on the bench
Yeah.
with him, so I'd love to be a fly on the wall with him.
Shout out to my boy Lance King.
Let me ask him this question. The thing I notice now, Coach, it's everywhere you go, officiating so many years and seeing it. One of the toughest things, you go out with the young ladies from day one, and it's all year. It's summertime. I know what you do, and you play as many games as you can in the summer. Then you have open gym for them to come in. A lot of them do volleyball, do different things. And then you get into your season. But when your season's in, I'm sure you give them a few weeks off, and then you're back at it again. But I think one of the toughest things to do now, and I'm going to say this because I can, is your fan base. You got a big fan base.
Yeah.
I saw last night. It was a packed place.
And being a coach, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad.
That's what I'm kind of getting to. I was just wanting to get to, because I talk to a lot of coaches I talk to, and they'll express it with me. They'll say this or that. I'm sure you got a great fan base. I know you do. But there's always that situation that arises that people think, well, my daughter should be playing or my son should be playing more.
Yeah.
And I ain't putting you on the spot, but I can because we're on this podcast here. So this is an opinionated thing. Talk to me about, as a young coach, because you are young. I'm the old guy in the room. What is things that you look at when you do have to diffuse a situation, if I might ask?
I mean,
because I know I see it. I know it's out
you
there.
know it's there. It's there.
Listen,
everybody.
and
It don't matter.
I talk to ADs, I talk to coaches, and I've known them, and they talk to me.
Yeah.
Just what you can say or how you can look at it, because I know it's not an easy situation being a young coach nowadays, because people are going to second guess you.
Yeah.
But how do you handle situations like that as a young coach?
It's not always the same way, because everybody, comes with a different thing,
Yeah.
and they're like, you should do this. Well, we've been around people that do this. And I heard somebody say, like, oh, we've been around state championship coaches that do this. I'm a state championship coach.
Yeah.
I won one as an assistant coach. Everybody does something different. Like, I'm not going to copy somebody else's, because it's not going to come off as genuine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to be Coach Cheek, or it's just going to be fake. Like, I'm not. Like, yeah, Wes Luther's great, but I'm not Wes Luther.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm not Coach Clark from Southeast Guilford. I'm not, Coach Perry from Southern Guilford. Do I take some of the things that they do? Yeah. Do I tailor them to what I want to do? Absolutely. And it's just getting everybody on the same page. Like, we're never all going to agree on, that's life. We're never all going to agree on the same thing. It's just not going to happen. But at the end of the day, I'm with these ladies, majority of the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to do what's best, what I think is best for us. Regardless of what you say, like, yeah, I'll listen to what you got to say, but ultimately it comes back on me. Because if we lose, yeah, it's all me. It's all, Coach Cheek did this,
Well,
when we win, it's all about them,
Well, it's the job, though. You protect them.
I
That's
think,
what you do.
and we do ask tough questions on here, but that's a question that I think, coming from a young coach who's doing very well, and from what I saw last night, your team's bought into you, and you got youngsters, and you got veteran players. But coming from a coach like Coach Cheek, I wanted to ask that question. I thought about it on the way up here, because I want people to hear what's in your mind. They're going to hear it when this episode comes out, and I think you answered it perfect. I mean, it was from inside the heart answer, but in the end,
I saw the passion in the eyes.
I did. I could see him change. He changed from the whole episode we had so far.
Yeah.
But to me, I see it, man. I've heard people say, well, if I was doing it, well, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
It's the coach of that team is doing it. He's with those young ladies for 2.5, 3 hours every day, and sometimes longer. He sees them after the game when they're upset. He sees them at school when things ain't going their way. Because it's more than going out and playing for 32 minutes for these young ladies. It's more than that. And when people like you, even Jonathan here at NAMS, and these other coaches in this county, when they in school something's going on, if they got a personal thing, you want them to be able to come to you and confide in you.
Absolutely.
And I think that if kids would do that, because it's tough being a kid now.
Yeah.
It is tough.
It's different.
And it's a lot different than it was when I was in school. But if kids can confide, and I saw it last night, that team would run through a wall for you.
Yeah.
They never gave
Coach, I'd
up.
run through a wall for you too,
Yeah.
man. Let's go.
Appreciate that.
They never gave up. Even to the last seconds, they were going as hard as they could go. And I saw it the other way, where in the last 2 minutes we're beat. I ain't going up and down the court, but your team did. So that shows me, and I want to congratulate you. You're doing it the right way, my friend.
Thank
Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, you never know what can
Yeah,
happen.
it means a lot.
Yeah.
I almost got in the doghouse. I ain't gonna lie. Last night was all county band, and I had an earbud in right when my daughters got done with her music, and I was listening to your game on RandolphSportsCentral.com.
That's where he better be.
And I was like, my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "She's not playing. It's okay. I gotta listen to Cheek. Cheek's playing. I gotta."
You got to get in the doghouse.
Oh, man.
Playing off of that, man. And I get that. I loved what you
I
answered.
just think that's a good
I
question
loved it.
to
I
ask
loved
you.
it because
Yeah.
that's the way even in video production. And Medley probably would say the same. Like you don't have to like for me, I do video production, and it's not the same style. I've learned from different people that I've taken. They're here, this here, and made my own style.
Yeah.
And that's something I loved your answer because that's what I was going to play off of, but you said it perfectly. And
That was the tough question.
That was
of
a
the day.
really tough question.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie.
it's funny because like when I was like 20 years old, I was like, I'm gonna be this coach. I'm gonna be so hard on people. Like I'm gonna do this, and then I walk in and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't do any of that. I'm not that. Like I wouldn't do anything I said when I was 20.
Well, let me say this too, right quick, because I've sat and watched some games this year before we got started, Randolph Sports Central, and I'd sit right there at the edge of the Blue Comet bench sometimes, or anywhere I went. And I've watched, and I know we keep bringing up Coach Luther, but I know he's a close friend of yours.
Yeah.
He's a close friend of everybody. I've watched the kid grow. I used to officiate his games back in the day. But a kid from Asheboro playing comes off, and Coach Nance gets him out. Well, Coach Luther automatically goes to the end of the bench. Mm-hmm. And he's really going at this kid. I mean, really going at him. And I'm like, man.
But
So I
bet
talked
that
to
kid
him
would
after
run
the
through
game.
a
But
wall.
listen, this is what I'm getting ready to tell you. And this goes to show what people don't know that people like Coach Cheek, coaches nowadays deal with. So I was in the locker room after the game, and I'm like, man, he says, Scott, here's what you got to understand. That's how the kid lives. He lives a different life than the other kid beside him. Mm-hmm. If you go up and say, okay, man, come on, we got it, he don't get it. But you got to know how to go at a kid. I'm sure you'll say the same thing, but he said going at him that way, if you notice 6 minutes later in the timeout, he had his arm around me. That's what you got to do. You got to know your kids. But if you don't go at him like that, he don't get it. And that's what people don't understand, that you guys see him every day. And I think kudos to you and these coaches, because it's amazing what happens.
It's funny because I asked Cheek that one time too. I was like, I'll see him on the camera because I'll watch. I'm like, what'd you say? And he's like, you don't need to know. You don't need to.
I mean, you have to meet each kid where they're at. Like you can't I can't go after the same kids the same way. I can't coach them the same way.
Yep.
Everybody needs a different type of coach, and they need it coached differently,
Because I've seen all sides of him. I've seen like the nice Coach Cheek, and I've seen the like what'd you say? And he'll tell me, I'm like, wow, okay, I like that.
Well, it's like my son Jeremy. He played at Eastern Randolph in football when it was Eastern Randolph, when the schools were together, losing the state championship after being 15-0. But he was more of a shy, timid. He was all conference, playing defensive back. You had to go at him different. Mm-hmm. Coach Arrington would say, I don't know how to go to Jeremy, where you got a John Simmons that you went at totally different. But you had to know, because, and you'll know it, and Jonathan will know it. If you go at a kid the wrong way, those kids will shut down.
Well, some of them
lose them.
Yeah.
You lose them.
I mean, I've had a player of the year. We won the championship. I remember I'd had some players that you could say out loud, like, "Dude, you got to lock in. Let's go." And then there's other ones you say that to, and they're just gonna pout, put their head down.
Yeah,
So I've
you
learned
lose
with them, you got to take them outside, away from everything. And then people are like, "Hey, coach, why didn't you get on so and so?" I'm like, "I did. You just didn't see it. I pulled him outside and got in his grill and told him what's up."
Well, I watched Coach Cheek last night, and I watched him with some of his different players, and I watched him then. That's why the question went in my head. I was on the way home last night when we thought, we're going to have Cheek on sometime.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to ask him a question. Yeah, it's a tough question, and you got to watch how you answer it.
Yep.
Because a lot of people are going to see this on
Hey, that's
a
fine.
lot of people are going to see it on the Boro Buzz, but at the same time, every kid's different.
Right.
And I like how you said that because you have to learn your kids. And once you do, I mean, these two young ladies sitting out here, I guarantee you they'll run through the wall for their coach.
Like I have a sophomore, one sophomore.
Yeah. Yeah, one.
And it's your big too, so that's not a bad
Adeline
thing.
Whitaker,
Yeah.
I couldn't coach her the same way I do now. Mm-hmm. When she was a freshman, she wouldn't respond to it, but now she's a different monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My freshman, I couldn't coach them the same way at the beginning of the year that I do now. It's just different, And then once they, the longer you're with them and the longer they're like, okay, I trust him. We built that relationship. You can coach them harder,
Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I know it got a little deep here today, and that's
I like
fine.
it.
That's what we
That's
want.
a perfect way. We're almost about to wrap
Here's
it up.
the
I love
thing.
it.
Here's the thing. We're hearing from a young mind in the coaching game that's doing a great job.
And I like it because he's quiet too. So a lot of people kind of like what you played off of. And I know this has been Cheeks like, all right, y'all can stop bragging. But like he's too humble. Like I say that to him all the time. I'm like, take credit, dog. Like I've seen your players. I talk to you basketball on the phone. Like you are a great coach. People just don't see you. Like, they don't know what you're doing behind those closed doors. They just say, oh, they come out and they're like, they see you on the sidelines, kind of like what you said, like, oh, he's just being too nice. He's not playing. I'm like, this is like, but I've seen you at practice when you got them with the plates. That's why I cracked that joke. I see, them running. Then when they miss those layups and you say, grab the plates, I see their face.
Oh, yeah.
Go like, oh. And I'm sure Kaylee Brown can talk about that coming up. But
Kaylee Brown knows all about some plates.
Oh yeah. So as we wrap up this episode, there's a segment I like to do, and it's called Quick Hitters. My favorite thing in coaching is I like little one hitter plays, quick hitting plays. You just don't even think about it. Just say first to your mind.
I'm gonna try.
All right. Man or zone?
Man,
Okay. Press or half court?
press.
Defense wins championships? Yes or no?
Yes.
Toughest team in the conference?
Wheatmore.
We saw that last night. I agree with you.
Most underrated skill in basketball?
Passing.
I like that. That's a good answer.
Great answer.
And then favorite post game meal?
Ooh, Bojangles.
Bojangles. Okay. And music and practice? Yes or no?
Yeah.
What's the playlist like?
Hey, it's whatever the girls are playing. I walked in one time, we got hardcore rap going on. The next day we've got slow country.
We got
going
Taylor
on.
Swift from me.
Oh, they're not listening to Taylor Swift. They're gonna listen to something that you would listen to, like this slowest country song ever, and then we come out and we have the best game ever. I'm like, we need to play that every time.
And as we wrap up, Coach, one, I want to thank you for being on here. Two, I want to. The last question I have is, Scott, as we wrap it up, you got great players coming up like Addie Kivett, who was on our show. Talk about for Addie Kivett, what does she need to be ready for to take it to that next level as she comes and tries out for Providence Grove girls basketball and plays for Coach Cheek?
She just needs to be ready for the physicality. Like these girls, they've been doing it. My freshman can attest to it. Like some of these girls been in the weight room. She's gonna have to adjust to it. There's gonna be a learning curve. Mm-hmm. It's not, it's not middle school anymore. It's not the middle school all-star team.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a team game, and like my freshmen are learning out. Like the ball's not in your hands as much. Like you got to play as a team.
Yep. And I think Shelly, her mom, will like this question, but you got to be excited to have an Addie Kivett coming up to add to that Bailey and that Addie and that Laurel and that Adeline group.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good group.
I told you, Addie, I get them to say it. I told you. Look, Shelly, I told you both I get them to say it. Anything else as we wrap up?
No, I appreciate you coming on, Coach, and I appreciate the friendship you and I've got.
Yeah.
The times we get to see. But I tell you what, when you see a coach that, again, I know I keep going to it, but it's about the kids. But talking with you and Coach K last night before the game started, I enjoyed doing that, man, because we both got to kind of all three of us got to throw some things out there.
Oh, yeah.
But just keep doing what you're doing, man, and enjoy it and get better at it. There's ways you get better at it.
It means a lot when you come up before the games and, like, seek us out, a handshake, ask us how we're doing. He don't even ask about basketball most of the time. He's like, how you doing? How's your family doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's who I am. That's what I do. And I just enjoy, I've been officiating 43 years or more. But, again, it's a serious business to me. But at the same time, I wouldn't be where I am in life without my officiating and my people in the different sports.
Right.
And that's where you make the friends at, man. Like you said, I'll see you out there on the referee when the game starts, but I want to know what's happening,
Till halftime comes and he needs to interview on RandolphSportsCentral.com.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Coach K here last night when he came over and interviewed with me. He broke down.
Yeah. Look, you're going to make him break down if you keep talking about that game.
Well, no, but I'm saying there's nothing to hold your head down about because I thought your team played hard. Man. With the younger team that you have, that's the first thing I noticed when I was doing my book yesterday was, man, he's got a young team.
I do.
A young team, and they're good.
Yeah, they are. They're learning on the fly, though. I'm throwing them into the fire.
Love it.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for watching the Boro Buzz episode 4 with my guy, Coach Cheek. I'm glad I could get him on here, man. He was hesitant, but we got him.
Hey, I appreciate it. It was a good time, man.
Ready to dominate social media? Meet Core AI Media, your expert team of videographers and digital strategists powering data-driven campaigns with cutting-edge AI. We analyze, target, engage, monitor in real time, and deliver results that surprise industry standards. From skyrocketing engagement to crushing your goals, we are measured by results. Contact Core AI Media today at info@coreaimedia.com. Let's grow your brand fast. Asheboro, you deserve exceptional care. At the Asheboro Clinic of Chiropractic, we've built our office around one thing: delivering the highest quality upper cervical care to Randolph County families. We are the only upper cervical office within an hour, and we are committed to serving this community with integrity and excellence. This isn't rush care. It's personal, it's precise, it's intentional. If you're ready to take the next step in your health journey, call 336-521-7070 today. Asheboro Clinic of Chiropractic. Health is freedom.